Hey everybody, Brian Blessing coming to you from Las Vegas. And on a hump day, we got a lot of baseball to talk about. The British Open's behind us, but we got the Canadian Open that we can discuss as well. Don't forget, the feature pick of the day is available to you right below this video from our friends at oddsworthbetting.com. Baseball really taking center stage here midweek in some compelling series. We've got the Dodgers at Atlanta in this spot. Dodgers and Bolsinger, $1.30 favorite on the road. The total on the game is 7.5 shaded to the over. On the bump for the Braves is Julio Teheran, who runs hot and cold, maybe a little more hot than cold, though. Cubs at Cincinnati, Hendricks versus Lee, minus 15 cents. The Cubs favored on the road. It's amazing. You see the ball fly out of that park a lot. The total on the game is 8. Mets in Washington, pretty good pitching matchup. I just always throw caution here with Syndergaard. I think the kid's got a very bright future, but he's a much better pitcher at home than he is on the road. He gets the start versus Jordan Zimmerman, and the Nats are $1.35 favorite, 7 shaded to the under. Always a battle in the AL or the NL West, with San Fran at San Diego, and San Diego's a slight favorite here. Shields got off to the quick start this year. He goes versus Kane. Total is 7 shaded to the under. Again, Miami and Arizona, you have to be a baseball diehard to focus on this, but if it's on the board, clearly you can bet on it with Fernandez versus Robbie Ray. And Miami's a favorite on the road, and the total on that game is 8 shaded to the under. Actually, it was 8 and has been bet down to 7.5. Seattle and Detroit, Mike Montgomery. This guy, play the Mariners under the total when he's been on the bump of late. You've been making money. Goes versus Anibal Sanchez. But Detroit can hit. Detroit can't stop anybody, so you got kind of a quandary there and a high total of 9 with Detroit $1.25 favorite. Usually runs when the Yanks and Orioles get together. In this spot, the total on the game was 9, bet down to 8.5 over, $1.20. Nova favorite over Gaussman. Boston, long weekend against the Angels, trying to regroup at Houston. Stroh's $1.30, 8 shaded to the under. Miley goes versus McHugh. And I'll tell you what, Miley's turned into the Nashville Predators for me. He's one of those guys. Made money fading him early in the season, but he's clipped me several times. I'm believe me, sitting back and watching that one. Minnesota and the Angels. Pelfrey, he runs hot and cold, as does C.J. Wilson. Two guys that are capable of good things, but they're very inconsistent. Big favorite, the Angels, $1.75, and what a run they've been on. 12 over 500 now. And then Tampa's at Philly. Interleague play, Odorizzi versus Adam Morgan, and the Rays are $1.37 on the road. Cleveland's at Milwaukee. Pick'em game, Texas at Colorado. And then we have interleague play with St. Louis at Chicago. In that spot, the Cards $1.30 with Lynn on the bump versus Danks, who finally had a good outing. And then an interesting matchup, Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh and Kansas City with Charlie Morton versus Edinson Volquez, and the Royals $1.30 favorite. Total's been bet up to 8. Now, we get another golf event coming up on Thursday. It's the Canadian Open. 30-plus guys that competed in the British Open will be at Glen Abbey, just outside of Toronto. I played Glen Abbey, actually. Had the good fortune to play there many times. Love the escarpment. That 11th hole, you hit off the cliff. It takes about 10 seconds for the ball to hit the ground. It's a pretty interesting golf course, and it's going to be a pretty interesting golf tournament. Do you play on or do you fade the guys that played in the British Open? Jason Day's at 7-1. We're in the studio where we do Sportsbook Radio. We got a weather alert. Bells are ringing here in Vegas, but it's always red hot on the wagering board. Don't forget oddsworthbetting.com. They've got the featured pick of the day for you right below this video. Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. Back with you again tomorrow.